Have you ever been bored? Have you want to play friends with your outside, but it was either too hot, too cold, or too rainy, so you couldn't? Well, I'm here to tell you how to play a game online called League of Legends, which you can do with your friends at the comfort of your own home. When you log in, you will look at this. This is your home page. In order to start a match or a game, you will click the big red play button up in the top part. You will then be brought to a screen like this. This screen is all the different game modes that you have. For me, I'll be explaining a classic PvP, Summoner's Rift, normal blind pick, for it's the most common in League of Legends. Then you will be brought to this screen. This screen is your champion select screen. Here you'll be selecting the champion you want to play. Now all champions are different, with their own different set of abilities. If you want a more in-depth look, I recommend you going to the LeagueOfLegendsWikia.com, for it will explain in depth on all of the abilities the champions have. Now, the next thing you want to do is understand the interface. This one that's pointing directly down here is showing you the skill bar. Here, going from here, is your passive, the Q, the W, the E, and the R. We call them the Q, W, E, and R because those are the letters they are located you need to press on the keyboard. The little plus sign is saying that you have a skill point that you can invest in an ability, which will either make it usable or make it stronger. And if you hover over them, it'll tell you what the ability does and the damage is doing. The two bars beneath you are the health and mana bar. The health bar tells how much more hits your champion can take before dying, and the mana is how much mana you have, so you know what abilities you can use. Now, the box over here is pointing to where you would have, if you had items, they would be located in these slots. Down here it tells what your current gold amount is. This list over here is of all your attributes, or where your champion is strong at. This is simply the picture of the champion, and the bar beneath it is what the amount of XP you have and how close to leveling up you are. Now, the arrow pointing up to here is pointing to information corner. Up here, it will tell you how many kills your team has versus how many kills the enemy team has. The sword will show you how many kills you have. The skull will show you how many deaths you have. And the hand shows how many assists, or basically helping killing a champion, you have. And this little triangle here is how many minions you have killed. The timer shows how long you have been playing, and at certain intervals to speed up the game, there are mechanics to make the game go by faster. This too here is pointing to the chat bar. This chat bar will allow you to communicate with your teammates, strategize, or give helpful information. This 3 here is pointing to the minimap. The lit parts on this minimap show where you can see if an enemy is at. All the dark parts are classified as in fog of war, or pretty much you can't see any movement that goes on through there. So if an enemy champion enters this part, you may not know exactly where they are going. So it's highly unrecommended you do something risky while you're not aware of where everyone of the enemy's team is at. This 3 up here is pointing to these bars above your hero. They simply tell you what level your hero is at, the current health and mana he has. Now, although this has numbers, this one won't. But this is more useful in fights, for you don't have to be constantly looking at the screen. You can be looking at everything that's going on. Now, the next thing you want to do is get your champion to be stronger. In order to do that, you must kill minions or champion. To kill minions, you must get the last hit and kill them, which will give you bonus gold and XP. And you do not have to necessarily kill minions to get XP, but if you're just near a dying minion. But killing champions will give you large amounts of gold and large amounts of XP. But this is much more difficult, for they are other players, so they will try to use strategies and are much stronger than all of the minions combined. Now, the fundamentals of the game is you want to destroy all the structures, or at least most of them. Towers here are structures that guard the base and are constantly attacking you if you enter their range. But you need them to be destroyed, and all champions do not have the range to outrange towers. So what you need to use are minions. Minions will be the first priority a tower will destroy and attack if it gets within range. So you can use these as cannon fire while you destroy the tower. But be careful, if you attack an enemy champion while in range, the tower will then target you. This is an inhibitor. This is the first structure you will see when you enter your opponent's base. You need to destroy this and you will gain super minions, which will greatly help you destroy the opponent's nexus. But this is not mandatory to win. This is your opponent's nexus. In order to attack the nexus, you must destroy the 2 towers guarding it. After then, you can freely attack the nexus and destroy it. Upon destroying it, you win the game. Now these are only the fundamentals and the basics of League of Legends. Many strategizing people like this game because it allows them to use strategy, and with friends, it's really enjoyable of either being competitive or working together. But above all else, it's still a game. So the most important rule is to always have fun.